Alright guys, what's up? How are you? This is Gator News, Florida Gator News, Ryan from Florida Gator News. It's my third video, or second video I should say. I made my welcome to this channel video, I'll have videos and all that. But as you know, Florida football starts in a week. They play September, let's see, what's that? 2nd, 3rd, 5th. They play Miami of Ohio, 12:30 or 12 o'clock, one of those two. ESPN, Miami of Ohio Redhawks. They are the team that had former college of Ben Roethlisberger back in the early 2000s. So yeah, I'm just going over a few things here. Talk about Florida football. I think we're gonna do. I obviously think we're gonna win, but I'll put that off for later in the video, or maybe another video. But I want to talk about Florida football right now, preseason talk. I'll have a Miami of Ohio predictions video, like, I don't know, a couple days, some day before Saturday and Friday, because I go out of town Friday for Gainesville. It's a little bit about me for about Florida Gators. I've been just to prove to you guys I'm not a bandwagon. You can see some posters back there. I got some signed stuff from the baseball team over there. Here, I got Gator clock, and a Gator little thing over there. I got a Florida newspaper about the basketball team winning the championship. And basically, I got all those clothes. I wear mostly Gator stuff in school. My mom was a Gator fan, and obviously, you know, my dad was a Florida State fan. Living in Jacksonville and moving to Tallahassee, also, you know, my first instinct was to become a Florida State fan. But I went with my mom with a Florida fan, since my grandparents are Florida fans too. They live in Gainesville. Ever since I was 2 years old, I've been going to the Florida Gator home games, so I've been going to this would be my 13th season of home games. I do go to Florida, Georgia, and if it's here in Tallahassee, Florida State, if that's here in Tallahassee, I'll go there. I'll go to one away game. Usually that'll be Vanderbilt, and this year I'm going to Alabama. So, alright. Enough of that. Talk about Florida. Florida obviously has had a huge, different kind of lineup change, and it's something that most Florida fans are not used to. I am used to this upcoming style offense, actually. Being a Green Bay Packers fan, I'm more of a Jacksonville fan, but my dad's a Packers fan, so I'm kind of a Packers fan too. John Brantley is in the same situation as Aaron Rodgers was a couple years ago. A couple years ago, Brett Favre decided to retire with the Green Bay Packers, and Aaron Rodgers had to take over his legacy. They ran spread, Aaron Rodgers as the number 12, and they had to take over a record-breaking quarterback. Brett Favre broke NFL records, and then, you know, Tim Tebow, he broke NCAA records, and John Brantley, they're going to run spread-style offense. They throw the ball, so does Aaron Rodgers, you know, same number. And being a junior, red shirt, which I believe that means he's, I'm not sure if that means he's redshirted this year, and then he's, you know, a junior again next year. I have no idea. Anyway, so I expect John Brantley to do very well his first year. Not Tim Tebow well. They're going to see a lot of throwing. If you haven't seen the Packers play, which I'd be surprised if you haven't, this is what Florida offense is going to look like. Very similar, except with more running back weapons as Jeff Demps and Mike Gillislee. They moved Chris Rainey to the slot wide receiver position after the loss of Riley Cooper. So Deontay Thompson is one of the outside receivers. Carl Moore is the other one. And then in the slot is Chris Rainey. And like I said, Jeff Demps, Mike Gillislee. If you don't know who Mike Gillislee is, he's a sophomore freshman running back last year, and he is very talented. Also, another slot wide receiver / running back player would be Andre DeBose. He came in at the same time. He was a huge, highly raved player coming out of high school 2 years ago. He got hurt before his freshman year at Florida. He tore an ACL, and he missed the whole season. Hopefully we will not have this injury occurrence with him but they say he's the next Percy Harvin, which I could agree with. The defense will be, again, spectacular. They are in CBS Fantasy Football ranked in the top 3. Actually, might be number 1. Yep, they are number 1 defense/special teams. Caleb Sturgis, our field goal kicker, is rated number 1. Actually, he won the whatever the kicking award was last year. I believe he won that, or that might have been Chas Henry. Anyway, we don't have Brandon James to return it anymore, but I think it's either going to be Chris Rainey, Jeff Demps, or Andre DeBose taking it from back there. Obviously, the defense lost all their star players, such as Major Wright, Joe Hayden, Jermaine Cunningham, Brandon Spikes. But still have Ahmad Black, and we still have I think Carlos Dunlap is actually still on there. You know, we still have outside linebackers. I can't believe I can't remember these guys' names. You know what? I haven't been keeping up too well with my Florida football. I used to know all the players' names, and now I forgot them. Anyway, they are still very good. And I do think that their defense is the best in the country. They are way better than Alabama on defense. And I'm not hating on Alabama. I am just saying I feel really confident in Florida's defense. So, this probably leads me to predictions. I'm going to lead season predictions. I believe that John Brantley will do very well. I think he will make a couple mistakes because every quarterback makes mistakes. Every football player makes mistakes. Every person in this world makes mistakes. And I think he might lead Florida to a 10-2 year. You know, I mean, 2 losses. That would be really good for a first-year starter taking over for Tim Tebow, going on the road and playing Alabama and Tuscaloosa. So yeah. What else is there? And surprisingly, I do think Florida will have some kind of Heisman candidate. That Heisman candidate will be either Andre DeBose or Jeff Demps. Why do I say this? This is because Jeff Demps is a speedster, and not only will they just pass the ball, they will run the ball, and they have weapons in the backfield, and they're not going to let them go to waste. So they're going to use Jeff Demps, and they will use him at times the defense will be expecting to pass. This is really good. They have all that spread offense and a really passing quarterback, and then have weapons in the backfield. That just makes an offense right there. Who do I think they'll lose to? You know, I can't really answer that question, but I do think somehow we will lose to LSU. I know this game's in Gainesville, and you know I can't take home losses very well. I can take away losses, you know, pretty good, but home losses are just, you know, they're devastating, and I do think we'll lose to LSU. I don't know why I think that, but I do. But I do think we will beat Alabama. I do think their defense is way overrated. They lost 9 starters, which means they're playing 9 backup players from last year. Only 2 starters on the defense. New quarterback at Alabama. Yes, they do have Mark Ingram back, but he just came off a surgery. Will he be able to keep up the knee? We don't know. They do have Julio Jones. Can the quarterback get in the ball? We don't know. I do think Florida will beat Alabama, and they'll beat them by double digits. Not by that much, double digits, but double digits. I do think Florida will win the SEC East and play in the SEC championship game. If they win, I don't know. And if they win, I do think they will go to the Sugar Bowl. And if they lose, I think they'll go to the Outback Bowl or the Capital One Bowl. You know, I think this is a really good, you know, year. I know people are going to miss Tebow. I do too, but I'm actually really looking forward to the John Brantley era, and because he's got a gun on his arm, and I know he can use it. So yeah, guys, if you have any questions or have any upcoming videos, just hit me up on my email. I'll come to my phone here. I will put it down in the link in the description, and predictions for the Miami of Ohio game are coming Thursday. That's in 2 days. Alright guys, I'm out. Peace.